In a recent video, I mentioned the Cardboard Cleric subclass, which I would really like to see out there in the wild. And I did a couple notes, but that was like last summer, so let's look at the state of affairs together. I went ahead and copied the standard cleric level progression to just get a general overview of what is needed. I did think it would be fun if you have a cardboard shield or a weapon of your choice that function as your holy symbol, but doesn't actually work as the weapon or the shield. I obviously looked at the general 5e rule stuff that comes with clerics, and I looked at some outside inspiration. There's people all over Reddit and in general the homebrew community that has already created stuff that could fit this subclass. There's a paper magic system, there's a paper dragon, there's some school of origami. Like there is already things out there that could fit, that we could work into or just draw inspiration from. And in terms of official material, there's obviously the Forge domain, which is very similar, or we could just draw inspiration from, since they're both crafters and makers, except the Forge Cleric uses metal, heat, and a forge, obviously, where a Cardboard Cleric would use more paper, cardboard, knives, and glue. I think glue would be really interesting, and a Cardboard Cleric can work pretty much anywhere with a somewhat flat surface. So let's look at the notes that I have so far. I did make notes on an expanded spell list, and at first level you get Color Spray, Distort Value, and Illusory Script. I think all of those make sense, nothing special, nothing homebrew in there. At third level you get Paper Messenger and Dust Devil. Paper Messenger would be a reflavored animal messenger where you shoot a little paper airplane with a written note on it instead of an animal. And Dust Devil because when you work with paper, when you work with cardboard, you always create a bunch of dust, so that makes sense to me. Fifth level spells could be Hypnotic Pattern, Wall of Cardboard, Tiny Hut, and Fireball. With Hypnotic Pattern, I was probably thinking about the 3D books that make you go cross-eyed, Wall of Cardboard, akin to Wall of Flames, Wall of Water, Wall of Thorns, something like that. Question, of course, is what does it resist? What is it vulnerable to? How big is it? How can it protect you? Loads of details to figure out. Tiny Hut makes perfect sense to me. Maybe it just reflavored to be a cube, more shantytown looking rather than a dome. And Fireball because why not? If you can create something, you might as well destroy it. For 7th level, I didn't find anything suitable, I guess. So there would be a great chance for homebrew spells. For a 9th level spell, you can get Animate Object or Ignite Paper. Ignite Paper, I'm not sure if that comes from another homebrew or if I thought of that, but again, it's just the idea of if you can create it, you might as well destroy it. At first level, you gain the additional spells, Papercraft, and Infestation. Infestation, I'm not sure what I meant with that, but Papercraft would be something similar to the Forge domain, where you get the ability to imbue an object with magic. You need tools to work with, so calligraphy tools or tinker tools make sense to me, as that's the closest in the official material. I don't think it's worth making up a whole new tool set. I think it would also be really fun if you can make your own little familiar. You know, maybe it start off tiny, that's all the magic you have, and over time you can make it bigger. Could be immune to poison, but very vulnerable to fire. I would love to see what happens with those. Again, drawing from the Forge domain at 2nd level, you get the ability to create cardboard, create paper, maybe create general useful items. You could create a paper backpack maybe. You could maybe create a book. You know, it's limited by value, but a Forge domain of like it can't be more than 100 gold. So I think there's a lot of roleplay opportunities there, or just utility. For levels 6, 8, and 17, I didn't come up with anything yet, so loads of room to grow there. And I think below is just a couple random notes for me that I might have already added into this. Obviously, it could be super fun if you just throw around a bunch of paper and create slashing damage with paper cuts or obscure the area, similar to a fog cloud. I would definitely like to be able to create a cardboard golem that fights with me, protects me, or does my bidding. Again, the paper airplane sounds super fun, and maybe we could rework Druidcraft that you can make little origami trinkets or something like that. Just a little bit of flavor in there. And once you have a cardboard deity, you might as well expand it. Maybe you have specialized subclasses, one that is more focused on creature creation, maybe one that is more focused on object creation. maybe you could make a gambit build that's more about damage and disguise, or maybe a wizard would like to dive into the knowledge of cardboard. Now, this is the current state, but now I want to hear from you. What do you want to see in a Cardboard Cleric subclass? Should it be more homebrew or use more official resources? And what does a Cardboard Cleric look like? If you have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments down below or share it with me on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to reward your actions. And with that, like it if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.